unique forefoot geometry and plate design make the Metaspeed Sky Plus stand out, and I've had it for a little while now and put it through the paces, so I'm finally ready to give you my full review. So throughout this review, I'll be using my Stoplight rating system, where if I give it a green, that means there are more pluses than minuses. If I give it a yellow, the pros and cons are about equal. And if I give it a red, that means there's more negatives than there are positives. Just a quick disclaimer that ASICS did provide these shoes for the purpose of review, but all my opinions are my own. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the review. Let's go ahead and take a look at the upper first. So unlike the first Metaspeed, I found that the second version is true to size and that the fit was a huge improvement. Now you don't have to go up half a size or full size like you did previously. Along with the fixed length, the toe box was roomy enough for long distances, but not too snug like you'd find on some racing flat type fitting shoes. The midfoot isn't as roomy though, but this is nice because it does help provide a nice lockdown. I was always locked down in the midfoot and didn't have any heel slipping either. As for the upper material itself, I felt like it was more premium than the last version. The mesh is an upgrade and the laces are a huge upgrade too. Now they're using those little nubby style laces. I think that this might be one of my favorite uppers on a super shoe at the moment. So the mesh does have pretty small holes though, which I found it thin enough to still let air through. So it's decently breathable, but not the best. Now let's move down to the midsole. The midsole uses Flight Foam Turbo, ASICS highest end foam. It has quite a lot of it too. The stack height is 39mm in the heel and 34 in the forefoot. Though thanks to the unique forefoot shape and geometry, it almost looks and feels like it has a negative drop. The thick foam is paired with a top-loaded carbon fiber plate. This helps compress all that foam beneath it and give you a really nice, snappy responsiveness. The Flight Foam Turbo foam is a bit on the firmer side for super foams as well, which also helps to give it that responsive ride instead of feeling too squishy like some other foams do. When picking up the pace, the unique forefoot foam and geometry really help provide a smooth and snappy ride, but occasionally at slower paces the ride doesn't feel as smooth just because of the almost negative drop I mentioned earlier. So far, I don't see any issues with the longevity of the midsole. Even at close to 100 miles, it still feels responsive and not flat. Let's go ahead and move down to the outsole. I found that the outsole is actually holding up pretty well, especially compared to some other super shoes that have barely any rubber there. These are definitely on the more durable side. The exposed foam does get shredded down a bit, but luckily that is mainly just in the heel. Along with the good durability, they also have decent grip. They grip great on roads and gravel trails, but that's about all I'd run on them with, and considering it's a road racing shoe, I think that's expected. Despite having a good amount of rubber, the shoe still manages to stay lightweight at 7.2 ounces and a men's size 9, which even for a marathon racer is on the lighter side. Alright, moving on to the Stoplight review portion of the video. We're going to go over speed day, everyday, long run day, and recovery day. Starting with speed day, I give the Metaspeed Sky Plus a green light. So this shoe is designed to go fast. It is a racing super shoe after all, so that's no surprise that it would do well on speed day. I find myself personally using it on speed days for essentially like key workouts for kind of 10K to marathon paces. And then I would use it on race day as well. For some of my other workouts though, I would tend to use some other shoes like the Metaspeed 2 or some other kind of more up-tempo trainers. And like I mentioned, kind of keep this for those key workouts. As for race distances, I personally really enjoy this for 10K to half marathon. But for a full marathon, I prefer something maybe just a little spongier, a little softer for the later stages of the marathon. For everyday, I give this shoe a red light. Like I mentioned, this shoe was designed for speed, and while yes, you technically could use it as a daily trainer, I think you would kind of be wasting your money, as this isn't the highest durability shoe, as in it's not designed to be a workhorse trainer. Plus, like I mentioned, that geometry can feel a little bit awkward at slower paces. For long run day, I give it a yellow. So this is because that if I'm doing like a long progression run or some longer tempo runs, I did like using this shoe. Like I mentioned, it does have a good amount of cushion, and when you're picking up the pace, it feels good, but this isn't the first choice I would grab for doing a long, slow day. For recovery day, I give this one a red light. It's kind of obvious by now, it's a racing shoe. You're not meant to go slow and take it easy in this, and that carbon fiber plate doesn't help make it slow either. So the price of this shoe is $250, which, you know, is a lot of money, but unfortunately that is on par with the other carbon plated super shoes nowadays, so that is kind of to be expected. So taking a look at the results here, we have quite a bit of green with a little bit of yellow. Overall, I give this shoe a go. As in, if you're looking for a top tier racing shoe option, I think that this is a great choice, especially if you like something that's a little bit firmer and snappy. So have you tried the Metaspeed Sky Plus or the Edge Plus? Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on running.